What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody to week 1 of the NBBL, where this week the Milwaukee Medichams are going to be taking on none other than CrypticCarlos, coach of the Hive Mind. Now, full transparency before we get started with the team breakdown, while I do have live footage, this battle will largely be post-commentary. This will not be a regular occurrence for the league unless people happen to enjoy the style of commentary, in which case I will consider doing more. The reasons I decided to make this battle post-com is because 1, I didn't want to disturb my roommates. 2, while recording, I honestly did not have a whole lot of energy. 3, pacing issues, which will make sense when you actually watch the battle. And 4, to be honest, I was thinking about giving this a shot anyways to see how long post-com videos would actually take to edit and what the finished product would look like, and also to see if you guys would actually enjoy it. Now, I will be mixing live commentary in this video as well. I just won't have as much energy as I normally do for the reasons I stated above. With that being said, please let me know if you enjoy this style of commentary and editing. I'm always down to try new things, as long as it don't take too much time to edit. And without any further ado, let's get into the team preview and breakdown. So on this team, we have a Heracross that can Tera into Tera Fighting, Dark, and the Fairy type, a Kingambit, Glimmora, Dragonite, Blissey that can also Tera into a normal Ghost and Water type, a Azumarill, Magnezone, Whimsicott, Volcarona, Mew, and a Kricketune. Now, this team is absolutely terrifying. Heracross was actually the very first pick for this team, and they immediately wanted to make it a Tera, which is terrifying because you know that this person has wanted to use this Tera for a while. I'm very scared of it. I'm also extremely scared of Tera Blissey, mainly because Tera Ghost could actually provide me a lot of struggle. If it's Tera Normal or Tera Water, I honestly will not be struggling near as much versus it, but if it's Tera Ghost, it's going to be a lot harder to reliably take this Pokemon out. Let's see, Kingambit. If you have seen my SDA video, you'll know Kingambit has provided a lot of trouble for me. Glimmora can also be very, very annoying with setting up hazards. Dragonite is a very terrifying Pokemon, especially with its multi-scale ability. Magnezone can be very terrifying with Magnet Pull. Mew is a Pokemon I despise going up against just because of how versatile it can be and how terrifying it can be. And there's also some immense threats such as Volcarona as well that could cause problems if I don't prep for it enough. In terms of things that I'm expecting a setup Mew of some kind, possibly an endgame sweeper, or even just regular setup. I'm expecting Tera Ghost Blissey, I'm expecting Body Press plus Magnet Pull Magnezone, I'm expecting Glimmora, Dragonite, and Azumarill. Pokemon that could come, I could see Heracross, I could see Volcarona, but those 6 are the primary Pokemon that I see making an appearance. Overall, a very, very scary team. I'm super excited to go up against it, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the team breakdown, what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. So first up on the team, we have got none other than Car the Donphan. This is our lead Pokemon holding the Focus Sash with the ability Sturdy. And if you're wondering why I did this, I'm going to be completely honest. I am a very stupid person, and I forgot that Sturdy functions the exact same as Focus Sash. So that was a very big mistake on my end. Max attack, max speed for just a hyper-offensive set with the moves Earthquake, Ice Shard, Stealth Rocks, and Encore. The purpose of this set is so that way I can just hit things super hard with an Earthquake as hard as I can, especially if there's a lead Glimmora. Ice Shard is there for priority, especially against the Dragonite. Stealth Rocks is there so that way I can keep chipping things down with the rocks, and Encore is there just in case a setup Mew comes and wants to try setting up in my face. I can just click Encore and lock it into a move, or even if it wants to go for an attacking move, I can just lock it into Encore, see what it wants to go for, and go from there. This is just a Pokemon, it's meant to just hit hard, it's meant to set up hazards, and it's meant to die early on. I'm very excited about this Pokemon, I'm hoping it puts in a lot of work. Next up on the team, we have got Colossal, Volga the Colossal, a fan favorite, or at least my personal favorite. One of my favorite Pokemon from Generation 8. Now with the Tera type of Water, which I'm super excited to check out. Holding the leftovers this week, max HP, max defense with Flame Body, with the moves Heat Crash, Body Press, Curse, and Spikes. This is another hazard setter of mine. Body Press plus Heat Crash puts in a crap ton of work against my opponent's team, especially combined with Tera Water. Curse is also there, so that way I can set up my attack and defense, and hopefully just be a physical wall. That is the main purpose of the set, and like nothing that wants to be physical against Tera Water Colossal. Words. I know words. No physical attacker on my opponent's team wants to take on a Tera Water Colossal, especially one that has Flame Body, and especially one that can just deal a crap ton of damage with Curse and set up, and also dealing with Spikes. Heat Crash plus Body Press just does a massive chunk of damage against pretty much anything on the team, especially once I set up a curse or two, and I'm just super excited to use this Pokemon. Again, I think this will be a fantastic Pokemon. This Pokemon is meant to really come in against possible Heracross, Kingambit, Dragonite, and Blissey, a Azumarill even, or a physical Mew, and hopefully it just puts in a lot of work. I'm very excited about it. Next up on the team, we have got a Alomomola. Grape Juice the Alomomola with a Tera type of Steel, just in case I happen to click it instead, with Heavy Duty Boots, Max Defense, and Special Defense with more of a buff in the regular defense. Regenerator is the ability with the move Scald, Alluring Voice, Wish, and Flip Turn. This is meant to Wish Pass. This is meant to click Alluring Voice in case Mew or Dragonite want to set up, and Scald is there just in case I want to burn something. Overall, this Pokemon can cause a lot of damage against my opponent. It can Wish Pass, which is the main purpose of this set, and hopefully it really pops off. Alomomola, I'm very excited to use this Pokemon. I'm really excited to see what it can do, and I'm hoping it puts in a lot of work. Next up on the team, we have got Sheldon, another Pokemon that I'm very excited about using, Hisuian Goodra with the Eject Pack this week. We are rocking max special attack, max HP with the Shell Armor ability with the moves Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon, Mud Shot, and Thunderbolt. 4 attacks, just doing super immense amounts of damage versus my opponents. Draco Meteor is there combined with the Eject Pack just to fire off an extremely hard-hitting Dragon type attack. Even if a Fairy type comes in, I have moves to counter all of my opponent's Fairy types. Draco Meteor, fire off a Draco Meteor, and even with the special attack drop combined with the Eject Pack, I can immediately switch out and I don't get punished for my special attack drop. At least for the first time I use Draco Meteor. Flash Cannon is there as dual stab and also to deal super effective damage against the Fairy types. It doesn't deal super effective damage against Azumarill, but that's why we're packing Thunderbolt. And Mud Shot is there just in case a Magnet Pull Magnezone wants to come and try to body press me in my face. I would lose that 1v1, but I have Mud Shot to just deal with Magnezone, lower its speed even, and just deal with it easy peasy lemon squeezy. So yes, that is Sheldon, very excited about it. Next up on the team are, or I guess my last 2 Pokemon I should say, are going to be hopefully my offensive sweepers. First off, best friend, the Ogerpon. Hearthflame is making an appearance with the Hearthflame mask, obviously. Max attack, a decent amount in special defense, and a very high speed. Hornleech, Ivy Cudgel, Taunt, and U-Turn. Obviously, Ivy Cudgel will be a fire-type move once I hit the battlefield. Taunt is there specifically for, again, similar to set up Mew, or whatever else wants to try and set up. Ivy Cudgel and Hornleech are just there for powerful stab attacks. Hornleech obviously being able to recover HP, and Ivy Cudgel being Ivy Cudgel and my 1 fire-type move. And U-Turn is there specifically for fast momentum, fast pivoting, deal super effective damage against Mew as well, and just overall being a very hard-hitting Pokemon to just pivot around, weaken down my opponent's team, so hopefully either one of my walls can take it out, or my final Pokemon on this team able to finish things off, which is going to be my very first pick, Kamaraja the Terrapagos, holding the Heavy Duty Boots as well, so that way I can avoid hazards from Glimmora, Tera Starstorm, Earth Power, Calm Mind, and Rapid Spin. A very simple Pokemon. High special attack, high speed. Tera Starstorm, Earth Power just deals a crap ton of damage against my opponent's team. Besides Blissey, but I have so many other Pokemon to deal with Blissey, it's unreal. Calm Mind is there, so that way I can just set up Calm Minds, easy peasy. And Rapid Spin is there, so that way I can get rid of hazards from Glimmora, and also raise my speed, which is obviously very critical. This is my possible endgame sweeper. I'm really hoping it pops off. And yeah, that's pretty much my entire team. So without any further ado, I say let's go ahead and I will plop you guys into the battle. Plop! Plop! And we are back. So, we start with the team previews, and I see that my opponent, being the mad lad they are, brought some surprising picks. Oh boy. I am nervous. This is the first time I'm using this team. Alright, Kricketune, Blissey, Heracross, Glimmora, Kingambit, and Mew. Okay. Wow. Okay. So my guess is webs are here. Very interesting. Very interesting. Mad respect on that brain. While there were several Pokemon that I was expecting, such as Glimmora and Mew, seeing the Kricketune there was absolutely crazy, and as you can probably tell, I was very surprised to even see it. I start things off with my plan, leading Car the Donphan versus my opponent's Mew. Expecting a setup move, I click Encore as my opponent clicks Iron Defense, meaning that it's most likely some form of a setup sweeper, and that there's a very high likelihood that it has Body Press, which could win my opponent the game if I'm not careful. Hoping to lock Mew into taunt, I switch into best friend the Ogerpon as my opponent also switches out into Heracross, which then reveals that it is in fact a Flame Orb Gut set. Now that I know that Heracross isn't Scarfed, I decide to go for big damage with Ivy Cudgel and end up doing a massive chunk of damage against the Glimmora that ends up swapping in due to a crit dealing over half of its full HP and activating its ability, Toxic Debris, setting up Toxic Spikes on my side of the field. This is why I packed Heavy Duty Boots on both my Alomomola and my Tera. After calculating to see that Horn Leech was a roll, I didn't want to risk Glimmora being Scarfed, so I decided to hard swap into Grape Juice the Alomomola thinking she could tank a hit, only to realize that she couldn't and that I'd have to switch out. Unfortunately, right after the turn ended, I absent-mindedly clicked the A button, locking me into Scald. Oh shoot, I misclicked. Well, whoops, I accidentally threw that. That's my bad. I misclicked because I was rushing. That was stupid of me. It's fine. I can just switch into Kumaraja and, kill it. I can just do this. Which, unfortunately, KO'd Grape Juice, which was a massive loss for this team. Had I properly calculated this damage, I would have been able to assume that this Glimmora was either a max special attacking modest nature, or it was a boosting item of some kind. Regardless, a massive loss for us due to a misclick, which is extremely unfortunate. And to be quite frank, does not bode well for us in this battle. As a result, I swap into Kumaraja, the Tera, and reveal my Heavy Duty Boots as I don't get poisoned on the switch. I opt to go for a Rapid Spin instead of an Earth Power in case my opponent decided to switch, but then my opponent actually goes for a Memento, lowering my attack and special attack to a -2. Okay, I respect that. Okay, so Glimmora dies to itself. My guess is Blissey's probably gonna come in here. No, it's not. It's Heracross? Mew. Okay. I see what's gonna happen here. I want to stop this from popping off, so I think, hold on. This is not going well at all. Mew then comes in and I realize what's about to happen. This Mew is going to be able to freely set up and possibly straight up win the game depending on the set. I go for another Rapid Spin as Mew clicks Calm Mind and reveals Leftovers, meaning that I know most likely what this set is. A stored power set. Interesting. Are you stored power, friend? Fearing the worst, I immediately switch into Ogerpon to threaten with a high crit Ivy Cudgel, as well as a taunt to stop the setup. I then make a massive misplay in hindsight, clicking U-turn to deal a massive chunk of damage, and switching into Donphan to click Encore. What I should have done here is click taunt to stop this mon in its tracks, but alas, I didn't, and Mew fires off a Draining Kiss in response, dealing a massive chunk of damage to Donphan and restoring its HP back to nearly full. It's here where I begin to realize I might just straight up lose to this set. I have an idea. I realize my best bet is to win with Tera and get a lucky crit, so I begin my plans by actually switching into Sheldon, the Hisui, and Goodra. I fire off a Mud Shot so that way I can lower Mew's speed so the Tera can outspeed. I then fire off a Draco Meteor to trigger my eject pack so I can freely switch into Tera and start setting up Calm Minds of my own. Unfortunately, I realized too late that Mew can actually OHKO Tera at +6, even with boosts of my own and Tera Shell being activated. So alas, after a bunch of turns of us setting up, Mew fires off a stored power, and KO's Kumaraja. Yeah. Yikes. I then switch to Best Friend, hoping an Ivy Cudgel will do the trick, but the crit doesn't pop off, meaning that Best Friend falls, and I've essentially lost this battle. Let's hope for a Cudgel crit. No Cudgel crit. That's excellent. Indeed. But yeah, GG's to my opponent. Again, really well played. Mad respect to the sets. I did my best to prep around it, but Memento Glimmora really screwed me over. Memento Glimmora was kind of the worst thing I could deal with in that moment. So, GG's again to my opponent. That was just a really great game in general. I kind of wish I brought Whirlwind or something like that. That would have really helped me out a lot. Or Roar. I should have thought about that too. Yeah, that's a pretty unfortunate first game for us, but we can pull it back. We definitely can. The week 1 curse for your boy is real. There have been very few times where I win week 1, and then usually I end up going to like at least playoffs. So I'm not out of the woods by necessarily any means. This does suck, but you know what? It's all good. That's just part of the game we roll. And hey, I've swept other people with store power before. I can't not be upset. Again, really great game to my opponent. GG's. This was an extremely embarrassing first week for us, even with our infamous week 1 curse, with costly mistakes on my end, very poor prep on my Donphan in particular, our opponent playing their mons absolutely perfectly, especially with Glimmora, and not having good enough prep for Mew. That being said, we've definitely pulled that back from way worse odds, and this is only the first week, so we've definitely still got loads of battles ahead of us to decide our fate. Also, sorry I have like really low energy right now. A, I have roommates here. B, your boy is tired. I'm still working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. It's just kind of a crazy time. Yeah, I figured this would just be easier being post-com. But yeah, thank you again so much to Carlos for doing this battle early. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll come back week 2. We've got this. We've got a really amazing team. I just need to figure out how it works, which we can totally do. If SDA didn't prove anything, we can bounce back from impossible wins. So, GG's to my opponent again. And, yeah. GG's once again to my opponent, CrypticCarlos. Be sure to check them out in the description below and see their side of the battle. And without any further ado, that'll do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this style of editing, please let me know in the comments, and if enough people support this video, perhaps this will become a more frequent occurrence. If you prefer just the live commentary, let me know in the comments as well. I'm extremely interested in seeing how well this video does, and I'm curious to see what y'all have to say. Without any further ado though, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on out of here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my opponent's side of the battle, as well as being sure to check out some of my other battles. I highly recommend watching my SDA run. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!